Good day, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. So, before we formally start, I hope you all safe and doing good. And despite everything was happening in this world right now, I hope you are doing fine, just what I said. Let's help together, hand in hand, to make this world. And I hope you'll be able to learn something despite these new normal things. So, our subject today is purposive communications. So, why purposive communication is very important? Important is vital. Why? Because having a conversation is useless without purpose. That, that's why it is called purposive communications. Harry, you have to have a communication that is purposeful. So let us proceed to the main topic of my report, which is communication processes, principle, and ethics. So let us proceed. We have learning outcome in this topic. So explain the various communication models and how they help in understanding the communication process. Identify the variables involved in the communication process. Discuss the value of in exchanging one's personal and professional relationship. Determine the principle for effective for oral and written communication. Recognize the importance of a code of ethics in communications. So let us proceed to communication process. The communication process refers to a series of actions or steps taken in order to successfully communicate. It involves several components, such as the sender of the communication, the actual message being sent, the encoding of the message, the receiver, and the decoding of the message. So these are the example of communication process. So the sender or the communicator generate the message and convey it to the receiver. So next, the message. The message it is the idea, information, view, fact that is generated by the sender and is then intended to be communicated further. And the encoding, the message generated by the sender is encoded symbolically in the form of words, pictures, gestures before it is being conveyed. So next, the channel. Describe the medium or media that is are used to convey and spread the message. So after that, the receiver, he is the person who is last in the chain and for whom the message was sent by the sender. After the receiver, so we have decoding. So the decoding, it is the process by converting the symbol encoded by the sender. So we have noise. So noise is refers to any obstructions that is caused by the sender, message, or receiver during the process of communications. So after the decoding, so we have feedback. So the feedback, one of the receiver confirms to the sender that he has received the message and understood the process of communication is complete. So let us proceed to the communication models. So, communication models. A model is widely used to depict any idea, thought, or a concept in a more simpler way through diagrams, pictorial representation, etc. Models go a long way in making the understanding of any concept easy and clear. Through a model, one can easily understand a process and draw conclusions from it. In simpler words, a model makes the learning simple. So, the communication models help you to understand how a communication process works. It is only by knowing the flow of a communication that you will be able to make the communication process effective. So, there are many conceptual models for communication, but in this lesson, you will be exposed to only four: Aristotle model, Laswell model, Shannon Rivers model, David Berlow model of communications. Picture of communication model. So, the flow of communication, and then let's proceed to the Aristotle communication models. So, classic, classical rhetoric dates back to ancient Greece during the time of Plato. Aristotle and the Greek sophists, who were great rhetoricians. Effective public speaking was an important consideration in the study of communications. They were good at argumentation and debate, and speech was characterized by repartee. So, the example of Aristotle communication model is Aristotle emphasized that there are three variables in the communication process: speakers, speech, and audience, as illustrated in the communication flow below. So, this is the Aristotle model of communication: the speaker, speech, and audience. So the speaker. So we have the speaker. So take note that the speaker variable here is very important. Without the speaker, there will be no speech. There will be no speech to be there will no be speech to be produced depending on the profile of the audience. There's an audience, so the his or her speech. Some some considerations for the audience: demographics or speech. Some considerations: age, background, culture, religion, gender, social and economic status, and inclusion among others. So let us proceed to the example: CNN used a water leak from Japan. Tsunami crippled nuclear power station resulted in about 100 times the permitted level of radioactive material flowing into the sea. Operator Tokyo Electric Power Co. said on Saturday. So, so the so the who or the sender is the TEPC operator. What the radioactive material flowing into sea. So the channel or the medium of your message, the CNN news television medium, people of Japan from the radio radiations model. So the next topic will be present to Miss Karen Palaka.
Good day, Sir Christopher Mamba. My name is Karen Palaka, and this is my report, Shannon Weaver's communication model, Berle's communication model, and the general principle of effective communication model. First is Shannon Weaver's communication model. Shannon Weaver model of communication was created in 1948 and introduced in 1949. When Claudius Elwood Shannon wrote an article, Mathematical Theory and Communication in Bell System Technical Journal with Warren Weavers. So, before I proceed, let us know first the famous person who made this model. First is Shannon. Shannon was an American mathematician, whereas Weaver was a scientist. The mathematical theory came later to known as Shannon-Weaver model of communication, and the model is more technological rather other linear models. So with the concept of Shannon-Weavers, we have the example: sender, encoder, channel, decoder, and receiver back to sender. So, the sender, of course, is the source of information. The person who needs or makes message, who send messages. However, encoder, which is transmitter, is the sender who uses machine, which converts message into signals or binary data. The channel is the medium used to send message, decoder, or shall we say, receiver. The one who translates the message from signals. The receiver is the person who gets the message or the place where message must reach. The receiver provides feedback according to the message. Moreover, the word noise here between the sender and encoder, receiver, or distinction. That is why if there is someone who call up on you and there is someone who knows, you can't be able to hear what the sender trying to say, because the noise is the physically disturbance, like people who are telling of noise environment. So that's the Shannon-Weavers. Next is a Berle's communication model. All we know that Berle's communication model is the most well-known among the communication models. But basically, Berle's model was called as MCR, or stands for Sender, Message, Channel, Receiver. Sender of the message sent through a channel of medium to receiver, which are the major variables in the communication process. In this model, it includes communication skill. We have reading, listening, speaking. We have to apply this principle. So, first is know your purpose in communicating. So, it is important to know purpose communication. What if your purpose with your information and give inform to interact of your pursue. So sorry, but hindi bukan sir, sorry. Second is know your audience. So This is important to know that is in order to have effective communication, we must have to remember audience first. We have to know that kind of person to going to feed information live, for example. You must have to interpret it first and indicate so that in explaining the topic you can catch the attention from your audience. So it is more important that your topic can relate everyone so that it is interesting. Next is know your topic. Know your topic. You have public speaking, you are professional or can speak or any language that then you are going to discuss your topic. So something that is good for community or barangay, then the people there is usually an attendant in the school. So as a speaker, so you have to know your topic. Next is adjust your speech or rating to the context of the situation. So that is why if you will having a public speaking, you must have to remind them time from or time where from are going to end, so that you can adjust your topic and discuss it in the given exact time. Only and it is more important also to use of what kind of language to be speak. Next is work on the feedback given you. So as you have noticed, if there is someone of who having public speaking, while they proceed their discussion, they give some sheets of paper that will hear you. Comments or suggestion or any.
Good morning to each and everyone. Good morning, classmate, especially to Sir Bamba. Good morning, sir. By the way, I'm Angel Hora. The report of this day about the principles of effective oral communication. First, be clear with your purpose. You should know by heart your objective in communicating. Example. Here explanation were clearly clear. Second, be complete with the message you deliver. Make sure that your claims are supported by facts and essential information. Third, be concise. You do not need to be verbose or wordy with your statements. Brevity in speech is a must. Example, to be effective, concise writing must deliver a clear message using economy of words. Fourth, be natural with your delivery. Punctuate important words with the appropriate gestures and movements. Exude a certain degree of confidence even if you do not feel confident enough. Fifth, be specific and timely with your speech. Feedback, input, and most helpful when provided on time. Example, feedback that is clear, specific, and timely motivates students to improve. Principles of effective written communication, the 7 communications. First, be clear. Be clear about your message. Always be guided by your purpose in communicating. Example, His voice was as clear as his mind, as if he spoke the words. Second, be concise. Always stick to the point and do not beat or run round the bush. Be brief by focusing on your main point. Third, be concrete. Support your claims with enough facts your readers will easily know if you are bluffing or deceiving. Then, because there is nothing to substitute your claims. Example, that can be touched or seen as opposed to an abstract which can be. Fourth, be correct. It is important that you observe grammatical correctness in your writing. Always have time to revise and edit your words. Even simple spelling errors may easily distract your readers. Fifth, be coherent. Your writing becomes coherent only when you convey a logical message. The idea should be connected to each other and related to the topic. Make sure that you do preserve the sound structure that will present a smooth flow of your ideas. Use the cohesive device so that the ideas cohere with another. Example, coherent writing is procedure when the writer has a stored communicational structure, other are connected and related to the topic. 6. Be complete. Include all the necessary and relevant information so that the audience will be not left wanting of any information. Always place yourself in the shoes of the audience who is always interested to receive new information. Example is a process of highlighting awareness, process around expressions, and active listening. 7. Be courteous. The tone of your writing should be friendly. Avoid any overtone or undertone or elicitation to eliminate confusion and misinterpretation. And ethics of communication. Ethics communication emphasizes that morals influence the behavior of an individual, group, or organization, thereby affecting their communication. For instance, given the unethical communication practice of a certain company of concealing the remittance or deducted premiums from employees, salaries to the SS or the Social Security System or GSIS or Government Service Insurance System in the case of government office. The company's accountability to its employees' monthly contribution undoubtedly affected. So, I give an example of this ethics communication. Communication ethics is the notion that human beings are governed by their morals, which is turn affected communication deals with the moral good present in any form of human. Be guided the following to achieve ethical communication. First, establish an effective value system that will pave the way for the development of your integrity as a person. One's behavior and decision-making style affect in turn the operation of an organization. Second, provide complete and accurate information, whether it is needed or not. The data you provide should always be contextualized and correct. Third, disclose vital information adequately and appropriately. Never conceal or hide information that are necessary for purposes of transparency. Observing a code of ethics is essential as it determines the kind of behavior that is proper and desirable over one that is displeasing and offensive. Success in the decision making will likewise impact the company's reputation. This is the end of my part.